Should we start now? Yeah.
Okay. How are the elements of plot important in this story? For me, it's important because it can help me understand the situation of the story, where the story is going. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps you to understand the actions of the characters and like the choices they're making.
Yes.
And we can know the message from this story, since the author will write out the full part, the different parts of the story tightly. I think so. It's very, very important.
Andrew, do you want to go first, or I can?
I can go first. Well, like both of the stories like show, I mean, it's pretty easy to see the different elements of the plot, like the exposition, the climax, all those things. So I think both are odd, and it's pretty easy to understand what the plot is.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you guys that the elements of the plot are important because it's kind of like related to each other, because it connects the story to tell or to continue the story, and also I think it makes the story to be more interested, to make people interested to the story. That's why there's a plot.
So for the first story, the cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe. Like I didn't really understand exactly what Fortunato had done to him, but he wanted revenge. That was kind of part of the exposition in the beginning. Like he had done lots of wrong to Fortunato, and he was really set on avenging himself to the point where he killed him eventually. But did you guys see like what he had done to Fortunato that made him so mad?
I think he's gives alcohol to him to drink and then put him into the underground, put him inside and put him there forever so that he can't come out and die there. Since I see the last paragraph, he told this story is he tells to his friend is the story happened 50 years ago. It's a story. So I think he probably has killed him. Yeah, the friend. Yeah.
I think that it never really explains like his motive other than just saying it was like he felt insulted by something. So that was pretty much the whole like exposition. It was just like he didn't like him.
My guess is that it would have to be something with like wine. I don't know. Somehow he got screwed over by Fortunato, and then he wanted to kill him, and then he used like Fortunato's love of wine just to lure him into the cellar.
Mm. Mm.
And for this question, I think for the story, this one the one we have taught. I forget the name, but the main character have told us that in the introduction he wants to take revenge on the one he hates. So it's very clear that we know what the character wants to do. But for the another one, the lottery, the one in the introduction, they only introduce the activities or the tradition of the village or the town, but it's not very clear until the end of the story that what really this story wants to tell us. So I think it's different for the two stories.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. The second story, it talk about the background of the country and about the lottery, something like that.
It says, what is the major conflict in each of these stories, and how does that relate to the story's message? For the first, I actually Googled it, and it said that Montresor, like the reason why he was, or Montresor, I don't know how to pronounce it. He said that like Fortunato had insulted his family. And it says at one point he says, "Oh, I forgot the Montresors were once a great noble family." So his family like used to be noble and great, and Fortunato, I guess, had been like talking crap and saying a whole bunch of bad things about them. So that's what started the conflict for the first one.
And I think but the lottery, another problem is because I think some of the villages have discontinued the lottery program or event, and then there is another problem that I found here.
Yeah, I thought, what is that one called? The lottery? I thought that one was interesting. And it was kind of interesting to see how it was saying, like, don't get stuck in the old ways. Like, don't be afraid to, like, move out of old habits just because it might not be, like, what you think it is.
Yeah, because at the end, wasn't it like the little girl who got stoned?
I think it was.
I think that just goes to show little girl. It was a girl named Tessie who got stoned. But the author is trying to show us in the village. So when would you guys say the climax? The climax comes, or like the most intense moment for each of the stories?
For the, oh gosh, I literally cannot pronounce it every single time. The cask of Amontillado, is that how you say it? I think the climax for that one was, it was when he started actually like trying to kill him, like building up the wall, right?
Yeah. And the second climax for me, come of the story is that some people, some girl is protest the lottery is unfair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with.
agree. I think the lottery's climax is when the woman is selected and she will be killed, or the selected one, and the one other people start to like throw the rock or stones to her. I think it's the climax of this story.
Mm-hmm.
And the last question says, how is the conflict resolved and not resolved? And how does that add to the story's message?
Mm-hmm.
So in the first one, it's resolved, but he ends up just killing Fortunato. That was kind of interesting how Fortunato was a Mason, and the way that Montresor, whatever his name is, killed him was by like trapping him with bricks. So I think that was kind of ironic how he killed him.
And then for the lottery, I think it kind of resolved in just like the town like just going back to normal after that happened. Like it was like they weren't fazed by it. It was like nothing out of the ordinary. So I guess like kind of a weird way for it to be resolved, but just in the fact that like to them it was something that was so normal and just like an annual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that all?
Is there anything else to add?
No.
And then I just want to be I just want to be clear. And I'm the one writing it this week, right? Like we didn't skip anybody. It's back to me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll send you the recording. Thank you.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.